Hello again from the Kolkata airport. I'm excited to be flying home tonight, although it's going to take a while. This update is about the Indian wedding that I got to attend. It was really beautiful. Uh, it, we think American weddings are pretty, but this was next level beautiful with lots of color and a nice venue and everything. And 2 full days of ceremonies, plus another ceremony that I missed the day before I arrived. I think I counted about 8 different ceremonies. So, from what I saw, I guess it was nights before the wedding, there was a big party for the ladies in the neighborhood and the relatives to do mehendi. It's like henna all over their hands and arms. And they even convinced a couple of the guys to get something on their hands. Um, it's kind of funny. All the ladies in their bright dresses sitting in front of the groom's house, and then them convincing me that I had to get something done on my hand too, and the groom as well. Anyway, so the next morning, a whole morning was a couple different ceremonies, one involving spreading turmeric paste wholly on the groom's arms and feet and cheeks, as well as his parents. And then people spread some on various other people, and by the end of the ceremony, most of us had turmeric on our cheeks. Um, then after that, there was a parade uh, out from the groom's house to the main road. But about after a minute of walking, we would stop, and 2 relatives at a time would dance with fire pots and then hold the fire pots over the groom and his mother's heads, and the group would chant a blessing for them. I assume it was a blessing. I probably should have asked more questions than I did about what was going on, but I'll let my Indian friends comment on this video if you want to clarify anything or correct me on anything. I guess Indian weddings are different in different states, so I guess this isn't necessarily representative of all Indian weddings, but I think all of them go all out like this, and all of them stretch multiple days like this. So after the morning was full of some ceremonies the day before the wedding, and then that afternoon we drove to a resort about half an hour away, and I enjoyed getting out of the city because I don't like big cities. Um, but it was a pretty resort, and there was a small ceremony with the groom arriving, and I can't remember if the bride was with him or just his parents in the decorated car. Then early evening, there was a ceremony also involving spreading turmeric paste, but this time for both the bride and the groom. And that was the first time I think I had seen the bride. And it was cute seeing them together, how much they love each other. And it's an arranged marriage, so I'm glad to see that it's working out for them, and I'm excited for them. After that, there was a dinner reception, which was a bit like an American wedding reception just the night before. There was an MC who led the group in some friendly rivalry games between the bride's city and the groom's city while we were waiting for the bride and groom to arrive. And then there was a lot of dancing and a big buffet dinner. So that was fun. I've been eating too much food on this trip. The next morning was the actual wedding day. I think the first ceremony involved the bride and the groom sitting on a small stage while the pundit, kind of a priest, was chanting some Sanskrit. I could hear different names of different gods in the chanting. And there was also something similar the day before in the holy ceremony. But not so many people were paying attention to that. We were milling around, eating breakfast, and enjoying the scenery, I guess. Then afterwards, there was the official main wedding, where the groom rode in on a white horse with a local band of about 8 people playing traditional music, marching in front of him. And then afterwards, the same band marched in front of the bride under a little canopy, and there were sparkler flares going off as she marched down the aisle. And Yeah, it's really pretty. And there was a veil on the stage between the bride and the groom when she arrived, and then the veil was removed. So the veil and the white horse reminded me of some things from the Bible, actually. So I don't know if there's any shared symbolism or not, but yeah. Then the crowd threw some colored rice at them, and then they were married. And then we had a big lunch, buffet lunch again. And I had to leave right after that to catch a flight. After a lot of goodbyes to new friends and acquaintances, and after a lot of people wanting to snap their pictures with the tall American at the wedding. And yeah, I guess I missed the final ceremony of the bride and the groom with a parade from the main street through the neighborhood back to the groom's house uh, for the groom to take his bride home to his parents' house. So anyway, yeah, very beautiful wedding. I'm sure all of the Indian weddings are, but yeah, a lot more ceremony and a lot longer than an American wedding. But yeah, it was cool to get to be a part of that, and I'm so excited for my friend and his bride.